More than 1 million bottles of water are sold every single minute across the globe. That adds up to hundreds of billions of bottles every year, making bottled water one of the most consumed products on Earth. It's everywhere, from vending machines and supermarkets to offices and airports, and it has quietly replaced soda as the most popular packaged drink in countries like the United States and Saudi Arabia. With numbers this huge, it's clear bottled water is a global obsession. And that raises the big question: what really goes into creating something we all take for granted? Well, let's uncover its factory process here at the Process World. Bottled water might feel like a modern invention, but its story goes back hundreds of years. In the 1600s, people were already collecting natural spring water and sealing it in simple containers like clay jars. By the 18th century, the English had begun bottling mineral spring water for sale, turning it into a commercial product. Then came a breakthrough in the 1780s when Johann Jakob Schweppe added carbonation in Switzerland, creating one of the first sparkling waters that could be sold in bottles. During the 19th century, bottled water became even more important. Outbreaks of diseases like cholera and typhoid made clean water a necessity, and bottled versions were seen as a safer option. Fast forward to the early 20th century, and chlorine was introduced to treat public water supplies, helping to stop those outbreaks. Even so, bottled water remained popular, especially in growing cities. The industry gained new strength in 1941 when the United States introduced one of the first official standards for bottled water, guaranteeing quality and safety. The biggest shift came in 1973, when lightweight PET plastic bottles were introduced. Suddenly, bottling water on a massive scale became easier and more affordable. By the 2000s, marketing campaigns pushed bottled water as cleaner and safer than tap water, sparking a global boom in sales. That popularity hasn't slowed down. Today, bottled water is one of the most consumed packaged drinks in the world. But how is it made in the factory? Well, before we continue, please leave a like and subscribe for more amazing videos like this one. Now moving on. Every bottle of water begins long before a factory line starts moving. The first step is always about finding the right source. Companies may draw from natural springs, deep underground aquifers, or even municipal water supplies. No matter the source, strict surveys and permits are required to prove that the water is both safe and sustainable. Once the source is secured, the water isn't pumped straight into bottles. It first goes through testing to check for minerals, chemical balance, and any trace of harmful microorganisms. These tests confirm whether the water meets international safety standards before it even enters the factory system. From there, the water often passes into holding tanks where heavier particles settle to the bottom. This stage acts like a buffer, making sure there's a steady and stable supply ready for the next steps. Alongside that, the facility itself must be prepared, with sanitary piping, sterilized tanks, and a factory layout designed to prevent contamination at every turn. Even before the actual purification begins, the preparation is already a careful science. Everything from the condition of the water to the cleanliness of the equipment is checked and documented. That groundwork is what ensures the product heading into the production line is set up for success. In this stage, every drop goes through a carefully designed purification system that strips away anything that doesn't belong. The first stage is mechanical filtration, where sand, silt, and dust particles are removed. Think of it as a first sweep, clearing out the obvious impurities before the finer work begins. From there, activated carbon filters come into play. These filters are powerful because they absorb chlorine, organic matter, and unwanted odors. What flows through at this point is already much cleaner and closer to the crisp taste people expect from bottled water. For many facilities, the next step is reverse osmosis. This is where water is pushed through ultra-thin membranes that block dissolved salts, tiny particles, and even microorganisms. The result is water that's extremely pure, often meeting standards higher than regular tap supplies. To finish the process, Ultraviolet light, or ozone, is used to disinfect the water, ensuring that bacteria and viruses are neutralized. Some plants even add back small amounts of minerals afterward to give the water a balanced, natural taste. This multi-layered system is designed with one goal: to make sure the water that reaches the filling line is safe, consistent, and high in quality. By the end of purification, the water is ready to be bottled with confidence. Now, before a single drop of water is filled, the factory has to prepare the containers that will hold it. Most bottled water companies use PET plastic, which starts out as small, solid preforms. These preforms look like tiny test tubes, but under heat and pressure, they are stretched and blown into the full-size bottles we recognize on store shelves. This process, called blow molding, happens in seconds and produces thousands of bottles every hour. Caps are made in a similar way, molded from plastic into perfectly sized pieces that can securely seal each bottle. Just like the bottles, they can't be used straight from production. Every container and every cap must be cleaned and sterilized to make sure no dust, residue, or particles remain. Factories often use high-pressure air, purified water rinses, or even UV treatment to sanitize them completely. The entire setup is designed to keep the environment sterile, because any contamination at this stage could affect the finished product. By the time the bottles and caps leave this preparation line, they're sterile, safe, and ready to meet the purified water waiting to be filled. Modern factories rely on automated lines that can handle tens of thousands of bottles every single hour. Each bottle moves smoothly along conveyors and enters a filling station where purified water is dispensed under tightly controlled conditions. The environment around these machines is kept sterile to protect the water from any outside contamination. As soon as the bottles are filled, they move directly to capping. The caps, which have already been sanitized, are applied in one swift motion by specialized machines. This step is critical because sealing needs to be airtight to preserve the purity of the water. Any flaw in the seal could compromise the quality, so factories often use sensors and leak detection systems to double-check every bottle. Watching the line in action is a display of pure efficiency. Bottles moving in perfect rhythm, filled to the exact level and sealed in seconds. By the time this stage is complete, the water is safely locked inside, ready for its final journey through labeling and packaging. Every bottle needs a label that tells the consumer exactly what they're holding. Labels display the brand name, the source of the water, nutritional details, and other required information. Beyond that, they're also a key part of marketing, making a simple bottle of water stand out on crowded shelves. After labeling, each bottle is marked with a production date, an expiration date, and a batch code. This coding is vital because it allows companies to trace where and when the water was produced. If there are ever issues, this information makes it possible to identify and address problems quickly. From there, the bottles are grouped together into packs using shrink wrap or cartons. 6 packs, 12 packs, or larger bundles are prepared depending on the market. These packs are then stacked onto pallets and wrapped securely for transport. The packaging is designed not only for easy shipping, but also to protect the bottles during handling and storage. By the end of this stage, the bottles are ready for distribution to warehouses, supermarkets, and stores around the world. And that's it. Now that you know the story behind every drop, what surprises you more? The science that makes bottled water so pure, or the global effort it takes to get it into your hands? Comment down below as you leave a like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for more amazing videos like this one.